Hey, what's up guys, it's Anarchy46 and I am here today with another Pokemon strategy. So today we are going to be looking at Salamence. So Salamence is a dragon flying type, which yes, it does give it the quad weakness to ice, but Salamence is an amazingly strong Pokemon as long as you look past that quad weakness to ice, you know, because Garchomp's quad weak to ice and Ice Shard just right to its face, but as long as you can avoid an ice type, say you put, you know, a fire type on your team, you'll be fine. No worries. So let's look at Salamence. So Salamence, this first set I have is a Choice Scarfing Moxie set, which I feel Salamence is better than Garchomp for the Outrage Scarf set. Because if you look at Garchomp's stats, it has base 130 attack and base 102 speed. Now, if you were to sacrifice those 2 speed to give yourself 100 speed, but even have higher attack, plus you have the Moxie ability, I feel like it's just better. Because if you're going to get that one-hit KO with a Scarfed Outrage with like 405 attack and you get the Moxie boost, that's 2 dead Pokemon. Maybe even 3 if you don't get confused after a second one. That is insanely strong. Moxie, Scarf, it's crazy. You know, it's just crazy, and I feel it's even stronger than the Garchomp because you have 130. Here with Salamence you have 135. So and you have Moxie. So if you're getting those quick kills, you know, having the Moxie helps a lot better than, you know, Sandveil or Rough Skin. So just back to Salamence. That's kind of this set. Outrage is going to be your primary move that you're really going to want to use. Earthquake can also work. Rock Slide as well for doubles, maybe if you want to, or if you just want to potentially get a flinch off on your opponent with a Scarf. If you feel like you might die if you switched out or something, and then you know, sadly, Salamence does not get U-turn, because I would run U-turn instead of Rock Slide, but I guess it really depends, because Salamence has a really large move pool, so if you really wanted to, you could even go for a Fire Fang to counter all the Ferrothorns. That could work really well too in your favor. And then I could just go for Crunch because it's this dark type move, so it hits everything. You're not going to have to worry about any abilities canceling out a Crunch. And it's just a good base 80 power move. You know, it's just a strong move to have on a Pokemon. So moving along to the next set I have here. This is more of a bulky Salamence set with Assault Vest. Now this is kind of interesting because with Assault Vest and Intimidate, you're basically giving yourself +1 defense, or +1 special defense, and +1 defense with Intimidate. So this may look like, oh, only 238. That's not really that great, and 239. That's really not that great. But when you add it up, let's just open up a calculator here. When you add it up to 238 times 1.5. That's a total of 357, 357 defense and 357 special defense with 394 HP. That's a really tanky mofo if you want to think about it that way. That is one strong Salamence. And then for the moves, since you are Assault Vest, you are limited to only damaging moves, but you do get access to a lot of good coverage moves. So you kind of get in there, bulk a couple, or tank out a couple of hits, go for Dragon Claw, Crunch, Earthquake, Aqua Tail. You have so many options with Salamence. You don't even need, you really don't even need Crunch. You could potentially go for, if you wanted to, Ice Fang. Oh, you don't get Ice Fang. Okay, you get Fire Fang. Okay. Here we go. I thought that Salamence got all the elemental things, but I guess not. I think you get Thunderfang as well. Okay, yeah, you do get Thunderfang. That's weird. So you don't get Ice Fang, but you get Thunderfang and Fire Fang. Okay, so, Fire Fang could work well. You could also go for Facade if you think you're going to get burned a lot. That could also work really well. I've actually been running Facade on a lot of physical sweepers or physical killers recently because there's so many Will-O-Whispers in the meta right now, just because of how many physical attackers there are. Having Will-O-Wisp on your team is almost vital to handling the meta right now, and Facade just completely counters that because it's like, oh, thank you, you just gave me 140 base power move. That's really nice. So it could work out pretty good with Facade. That's just another way you could do it. So moving on to the next one, I have this is a really strong set with the substitute, leftovers, and Moxie. So the idea behind this set is you first turn, depending on what your opponent's going to do, you may predict a Will-O-Wisp, but you go for substitute. Any kind of status move, they're not going to be able to hit with a substitute up. You just got a free substitute. And then after that, you can go for a free Dragon Dance, basically. And then after Dragon Dance, you can go for your Dragon Claw or Earthquake. Earthquake I have on here, I have it instead of Aerial Ace because Aerial Ace is only 60 base power, so it's really not that strong even though it is stab, so I prefer to go for Earthquake instead. And then Dragon Claw is really good just because it's a strong stab move, so you know, you get that boosted speed with the Dragon Dance and boosted attack, and then if you kill them, that's another boost with Moxie. It's really strong. It's kind of similar to how Scrafty runs, but it's just that Moxie is just so strong with Dragon Dance. It's crazy. It's a crazy set. And with leftovers, you just get some extra HP back. It's really nice to have when you are constantly going for substitutes. So for the EV spread we're going to do, this one's a little bit interesting. You may not expect this one, but I have explanations for this. So first off, with the Adamant full attack, you could lower it a little bit, I guess, if you wanted some more defense, or more, you know, bulk, since you are going for Dragon Dances. But I mean, you could also just max it all the way out to get that maximum damage with that. You know, you get one Dragon Dance. After that one Dragon Dance, you have 405. After one Dragon Dance, you're all the way up to 607 physical. That is insane. So you can go for just a straight up fully invested, or you could lower it down, give yourself some more defensive bulk so that you don't die from after you substitute. They kill your substitute and you Dragon Dance, and then you attack them once you know, it's just whatever floats your boat. The reason for this extra speed investment that I have, it is for Greninja. Because Greninja is such a strong OU threat, I feel after one Dragon Dance, you want to be able to outspeed him. So if he, or your opponent, he or she, I guess, don't mean to be sexist here, if he or she, after one Dragon Dance, they're like, oh crap, let me get into Greninja, go for that Ice Beam. No, because now you outspeed the Greninja because you have that extra speed advantage. And that's even outspeeding a timid Greninja as well, I believe. Let me just double check again just to make sure, because you know, it's never too bad to double check. So you have 100 and so you have 375. I believe Greninja is 377. So take a little bit away from HP, give yourself a little bit more speed, and then you will be outspeeding Greninja. So that's why I just have that little quick burst of speed investment. It really helps out in those kind of situations where you want to outspeed them. Moving on to the last set I have here, this is kind of situational. It's a little bit different from what you would expect from a Salamence, so it can catch your opponents off guard. It is a fully physically defensive Salamence. Now, when I saw Iron Defense on Salamence, I was like, what the heck? Salamence gets Iron Defense? That's just strange to me. So, and you have Intimidate. So if you max out its HP, max out its defense with an Impish Nature, and then you have Iron Defense and Intimidate, I mean, that is a crap load of physical defense. That is a strong physical wall. And then you have Roost to heal yourself back. You have Toxic to, you know, just to wither them down, because you could just go for Toxic and then Roost to get back your health, and that can be able to damage you when you have Iron Defenses up and Intimidate and maxed out defense and HP. And then I just have Crunch on here because of all the fairy types. I feel like having a Dragon Claw, you can get countered pretty hard by that, especially a what's it called, that one Fairy Steel, Mawile. Mawile could completely counter this out with a Toxic, or if you have Toxic, you know, Steel, don't take anything from the poison, and then you have a Dragon move that could just screw over your Salamence. You really don't want that to happen on your fully physical wall, especially with, you know, Mawile being a strong physical threat out there on the OU metagame right now. So yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up Salamence. If you have any questions or concerns, be sure to leave those in the comment section below. Also, be sure to hit a like. That really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next one.